I am right now sitting on Maui. I've been on vacation here for a week and it's been just beautiful. I feel very blessed to be here. And I'm so inspired to speak about the joy of being because the joy of being has nothing to do with any circumstance that we're in. Like it would be easy to say, hey, I'm in Maui. It's great weather. The ocean's blue. The sky's gorgeous. There's palm trees and whales that I can see when I look out the window. But the kind of joy of being that I'm speaking about has nothing to do with circumstance. Knowing and the joy of being is the same. Now, this knowing is something that all of us know. And what I want to do today is to tell you about how this is ordinary. Knowing is ordinary. Knowing is something that all of us have access to all of the time. And knowing is practical. So today I want to share some really practical examples of how knowing guides us always and how it's accessible to all of us always. When we were here 5 years ago, we stayed at a condo, and it turns out that the condo was owned by a Danish woman who lived on the condo upstairs. At that time, she was 91 years old, and we came for Christmas, and she invited us to have Christmas with her. And it was so sweet. We spoke Danish, we sang Danish Christmas songs. She was so excited because her children do not speak a lot of Danish. So she was really excited to be able to speak with us. And then we've been coming back each year, except last year because of COVID, but we've been coming back each year to visit her. And so last night, she came back specifically to see us. And we had one evening together. She's 96 now. And it was amazing to see her. It's really incredible to be with a human being that has this just presence, just this feeling of she's seen so much, she knows so much. It was really beautiful. I spent almost all evening just touching her, caressing her arm, and just looking into her eyes. And then at the end of the evening, as we said goodbye, she looked at me and I looked at her. And I knew that it was the last time that I would ever see her. And I just had so much, even when I speak about it now, I get really touched. I know it. She knew it. We didn't say anything about it, but both of us knew that this was the last time in this life that we'll see each other. It's another kind of knowing that some of you also might have experienced in your life when you know something. I also remember a few years ago, I was traveling. I came back home. I went to visit my parents, and I came into their living room, and both of them looked like something terrible had happened. And I was like, "What's going on?" They said, "Sit down." I sat down. They said, "Your sister has cancer." And my whole body went like this. I went, "What?" And then a feeling of knowing so strong came over me. The feeling was as deep as the whale communicating to me. There was this feeling of knowing that my sister would be okay. And I came back in my chair and I looked at my parents. I said, "It's going to be okay. She's already okay." So knowing is something that affects us in big ways and in small ways. It's something that's always with us. And the only thing that stops us from really knowing our knowing is because we get caught up by our thinking. It's normal. We all do. I do too. Because our thinking keeps telling us that something is going on that's important. Like something is you have to pay attention to this. It's just what our mind does. Our personal mind keeps being occupied with and engaged with thinking. And so we can become so involved in the foreground of our attention that we don't really pay attention to the knowing. I'm sure a lot of you know this feeling of having this sense of, oh, I know I really should be doing this. But then my ego or my conceptual mind says, no, but you should, and this way and that way, and it analyzes. It's one of the most common questions that I get is, how do I know when it's ego and how do I know when it's wisdom? And it's actually an easy answer, because when it's wisdom, it comes with a feeling. The feeling of knowing is so deep. The feeling of knowing has no words. You just know something.